Even a mere tree root looks evil in this place. I feel it will grab me at any moment. That path seems to lead nowhere. All I see are rotten tree trunks and naturally formed mounds. As if the trees are just waiting for me to pass by and close the passage for all eternity. Cursed Henna River, lifeless and noxious. It's a peculiar type of small, crawling tree. I guess the red color of the leaves has something to do with the fact that it's the end of October. A very weird and creepy form they have. It's like looking at a petrified herd of giant spiders. Dear God! Those are corpses. Not that it gives me much comfort, but at first, I thought they were ghosts. Natural gallows. With their long, strong branches, these trees serve as a perfect opportunity for those who want to commit the mortal sin of suicide. I wish unto these poor souls eternal torment in the afterlife. Strange-looking rocks, like scars of a long-forgotten battle. I wonder what forces sculpted them to look the way they look now. It's a very tall tree, and there seems to be something similar to a house in the treetop. It's inhabited by dozens, if not hundreds of crows? Damn scavengers. They are everywhere. They are placed in a way to form a strange triangle, like a sacred space for rituals. Each has 3 shallow holes on a flat top in a triangle formation. It looks very old, ancient, and so I wonder how could it resist the weather? Logs and grass rot very quickly. I don't think it's locked, but rather blocked by something heavy on the floor inside. I can see the belfry of the Church of Mary in the distance. The police are still there. I can see the belfry of the... Those shrubs look poisonous. It's locked. Only silence and dark. That's a strange note. Nothing to do down there. The pier is desolate, though Arsen's boat is still there. It's locked. This feels wrong. I'm not going back in there. I found a note from my sister. Maybe you can help me understand it? Tell. It's in Latin, and it says, Et occidit et bibi sanguinem et viscera devoravit, in inferno nulla est redemptio, non miserere eum Deus. Means... He killed, drank blood, and devoured entrails. There is no redemption in hell. God have no mercy on him. Do you have any idea what it is? Something terrible and horrible. Familiar to my life, but no, sorry. I guess there's no point in asking her about the drawing. Excuse me. Madam?
Hello.
Was last night the first time you met Victoria?
You're kidding, right?
I'm serious.
She was here some months ago. What? No way, you didn't know. Are you really her brother?
We haven't been that close lately. Did she tell you what she was doing here?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the specifics, but I think she was just wandering around the town. She definitely asked me about the Grimalda castle, and I know for a fact she visited it. Why?
I have to know the whole truth to understand. Did she introduce herself as Petra?
Petra. Such a beautiful name. But no, she told me her real name. Wait, Victoria is her real name, right?
After everything I've found out, I'm not sure anymore. This is a page from Victoria's scratchpad.
Oh, the text is in Latin.
Have you seen it anywhere else before?
This text translates to something like...
He killed, drank blood, and devoured entrails. There is no redemption in hell. God have mercy on him. I know what the words mean, but I don't know the meaning of the text. I don't know why she wrote it.
Strange. Really strange.
You never saw this before?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
You knew Jakov Prenger?
Our former priest. I knew who he was, but I never really had a chance to speak to him. Why?
I heard he went missing.
Many people still go missing, vanishing without trace, as if they never existed. I heard this about Yakov too. Sorry I couldn't tell you more, but I really don't know anything else.
Your last name is Lovniak, right?
Not a hard guess. It's on the sign.
Melita is your mother?
She is... was. Why?
What happened to her?
We don't know. She just disappeared. Exactly 5 years ago yesterday.
Did she die or just go missing?
I remember it as if it were yesterday. We went to the church, prayed, wore the disciple dresses, scared some kids. So much fun and joy. A long time ago she came up with this crazy thought. When I grow up, we will have a day only for us. Just the two of us, without father. And so, over the years, it became a tradition. Father was so jealous, but happy. We were all happy. Anyway, tired and feeling sick, I chose to go home that day, right before the effigy ritual.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
It's all right. On my way out of here, I turned around and she looked at me with those beautiful green eyes, and I remember seeing them change color. Her neck bent awkwardly, both eyeballs instantly became blood red, and I heard her screaming even if her mouth didn't open. We don't know what exactly happened to her, but since it was a full moon night, we just knew.
Forgive me, but... You didn't ask around if anyone saw something?
Father did, and the only information he managed to get, after all these years, is that she was last seen entering the Carcassa forest, alone.
So she wasn't actually taken away?
Of course she was. I don't believe what the police said. Why would she go into the forest on her own? She was terrified of it. It just doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Something is off here. Are you sure her eyes changed color?
Absolutely. Why?
You said they were blood red, right?
Correct.
The same color as the leaves on this tiny tree you have.
So?
Maybe in the moment you saw the blood red color of the leaves, your mind just thought it was her eyes.
No, Benedek. Her neck bent and her eyes turned blood red, and I heard her scream.
Memories can be deceitful.
I planted this tree after she went missing, because the color of its leaves reminded me of that day. It reminds me of her, and my guilt. Notice the vase. That's her. That's my mother's face. I recreated her entire head.
Surely a morbid way to remember a loved one. Excuse me.
Sure.
No. It's... God help me. A dozen people are just standing there looking at each other in complete silence. Sorry to disturb you. God, what happened to your eyes? Are you one of the children of Moisa? Where can I find Moisa? I'm not sure if that's a woman or a man, or if they're dead or alive. They look petrified, as if they're made of stone. Szkoła Sveti Kotar, basically the same word as the Polish one, szkoła. Madam, can you hear me? Are you one of the children of Moisa? Where can I find Moisa, the prophet? What happened to you? Excuse me. The color of his skin is a mix of death-like pallor and dark blue bruises. Must be agonizing. I can't do that. It would be too dangerous. Any time now, the whole building could collapse. I can't do it.
Where's this idea coming from?
She can't talk.
What happened to you?
I have no God. I will be saved both in this life and the ever after.
You think you will be safe without God?
Without God, I live without fear for my life and the hereafter. I wonder when I will hear the prophet preach again. I want to pray with him.
A brainwashed psychopath. Why can't she talk?
She's already a child, my future sister. She is safe now, with no tongue and no eyes.
I would like to speak to your prophet.
No, he speaks only if you're chosen. You cannot come here and demand to speak to him.
Can you ask if I can talk to him?
I'm not a child yet.
Can she ask?
Beware, you're making us all angry.
Have you been to the cemetery lately? I think I saw you there.
I'm not allowed to go anywhere. I have to become a fully initiated child first. Tomorrow, I become a child.
Is it possible that she was at the cemetery?
We don't go to the cemetery. We have no faith anymore.
You have faith in a false prophet.
Watch your mouth. Say nothing against our Savior. Look around you. See how much suffering and death there is. What is your God doing to prevent it? God is useless. Faith is futile. The mountain's malignancy is here. The king is coming.
Stop fooling me around. I know Moisa and his followers stole a body.
You have eyes, but you can't see. God has made you blind. You are enslaved by your own self.
Enough! My children are not murderers!
My prophet?
Our guest is allowed to see.
As you wish, my prophet.
Never seen a lamp with such a long hook as this one.
I'm not a miner anymore, but I still need that lamp.
Traces of chalk, letters, numbers, and even what looks to be formulas are still visible in places. Grilled rats. I'm honored to be standing here at the feet of the prophet of Sveti Kotar.
You have to forgive my children. Some lose their temper too easily. You're welcome to stay here. Please, make yourself at home. Have one of my skewers.
I'm not hungry.
I must insist. Nothing good is achieved on an empty stomach.
I'm taking only one for the sake of this conversation.
You didn't eat?
I'm not hungry.
You already said that. It is not only disrespectful towards your host, but it makes your thinking impaired too. If not now, I trust you'll appreciate it later when hunger strikes you. So, what do you want, little priest?
Your followers were seen stealing a body from the cemetery.
You already said that. I'm curious, what body we're talking about?
Fran Merzel's.
I don't know where that body is.
Oh, but you do. Gregor saw your people running away from the graveyard with it.
So it was him who gave you the task. That explains a lot. If a man serves your god, does that make him a good man, no matter what he does?
What's your point?
Just answer my question.
I'm not here to start arguments with a man like you. I need that body.
Gregor has something you want. I understand now. It's not a matter of helping him, just because he asked.
I help him, he helps me.
Sure.
Answer my question. Where is the body?
What body?
The one stolen from the cemetery today.
Take off the cover of the barrel and look inside.
Why? What am I going to find in there?
The body you are looking for. Go ahead, little priest. Don't be scared.
He said the truth.
I always tell the truth, and nothing but the truth. Beware of the man who tasked you with this matter. He is not to be trusted.
Why?
He's a drug fiend. And that body is not the body you're looking for.
What?
It is the body my children obtained. But it is not the one you want.
How can you... You're lying now. I suspected this was going too well.
I knew that black-hearted man. He was my boss. I assure you, that is not him in the barrel.
This body is heavily decomposed. How can you be so sure?
He had the jaw enforced with a golden plate, and teeth infused with pure gold. That is not him. This head has no value to me.
So you stole the wrong body?
You think my children made a mistake? My guidance is flawless. They never make mistakes.
They are blind.
Blind in this reality, my little priest. Not blind in the other one. Take it or listen to what I have to say. The choice is yours.
What would you possibly have to say?
This is not the first time a body has disappeared from the cemetery. But it is the first time he wants one back. Something is going on, and I can smell foul play and fear coming from behind the walls.
What are you implying?
Gregor knows this is not Fran. Make him talk. Threaten him with a denouncement for sacrilege. If I'm right, and of course I am, I want you to make him tell you where Fran's body lies. You find Fran's head, and you bring it to me.
It makes me sick to even think about taking someone's head.
Have me as an ally, not a foe. Do what is right.
You are setting me up here. If I do that, I could be the one denounced for sacrilege.
I just want the head. You have my word. I don't care for the Catholic community and their pathetic laws.
How can I trust this man? How can I trust anybody? I don't know what to do. Should I take the body? No. I think I'll have a talk with Gregor instead.
You made the right choice, little priest.
Why are you calling me little priest? I'm a monk.
You are now, but the future holds many secrets.
What is that supposed to mean?
Patience.
You call yourself a prophet?
My children call me. I merely tell them what I know and guide them.
You tell them lies in a very persuasive way. What kind of monster gets people to gouge their eyes out? Oh, and I forgot. Their tongues as well.
It's for their own good.
To live disfigured by their own hand?
If they don't see, they cannot perceive the eye. If they don't talk, they cannot lure the demons to themselves. My children live without fear and are protected from the horror that is coming.
The eye?
The all-seeing eye of the moon demon, Kasak, the king of Achrizath.
This one?
Little priest, keep that drawing in your pocket. Do not show it to me, ever again.
What horror are you talking about? How could it get any worse than this? In this place there is nothing but horror.
This town hangs loosely on the brim of a dark and endless abyss. The prophecy of Kasak foretells the arrival of the king of Saborens on earth. The day draws near, my little priest. The king is already here, moving through the woods, hiding in the ground, growing stronger in the shadows. Once he reveals himself with the book, the demons will run to his aid, and this town will fall into eternal darkness. Everyone will become slaves in the kingdom of Achrizath. Everyone except for my children.
Why don't you take out your own eyes and tongue then?
It's too late for me. I've already seen and felt the horrors. I cannot be saved any longer, but I can save others. I'm my children's eyes and voice now. Their guiding light, and I will protect them from what is coming.
The prophecy of Kasag foretells... How? Where was this prophecy written? It's nothing but babble.
The proof exists. The book is not a lie.
Kasag was summoned and asked to dictate the prophecy?
Careful, little priest. You must get a hold of your fear. Do not let it ridicule reality just to make you feel better. The book of Sekfra disappeared centuries ago, but it's not a lie. All we can hope is that it was destroyed, for that would be the only way to a safer existence.
Don't take this as an insult, but I have to ask. Are you a failed ritual attempt, perhaps?
You think they got me?
The facial injuries, your legs. I don't know. I'm simply asking.
No. I was never caught, and I never will be. What you see here is what happens when God and his followers look the other way.
What do you mean?
Don't worry. Keep being what you are, and you'll find out soon enough. People learn only when they lose something of their own.
Rudolf Moisek?
Let me guess. It was Henry who told you about me.
Evelina.
And so she cried, sad not knowing my fate. She told you about me, and now you are here to bring me back to the right path.
Not in so many words, but she did talk about you for a bit.
You can tell her you didn't find me. We live divided by two walls, and she never sees me. God must be blind.
She thinks you can still change.
But I did already. I did. I am now free and can see.
Why did you renounce God?
You know what this town is. A town of liars and hypocrites. As long as I served them well, as long as I listened to their orders, and as long as I smiled to their stupid jokes, I was their man. I was an exemplary Catholic. When I needed their help, where were they? When I needed a job, did they give me one? When I cried for rescue from the mine, did they get me out? The answer is no. No to all. And no more kowtowing at their feet. I'd rather crawl all my life than be a blind slave to them and their so-called God.
You've got it all wrong. Or you want to have it this way because you have remorse.
History repeats itself. These people abandoned even Kotar when he needed them the most. When I needed them, they did the same to me. Then God laughed at my misfortune and made me this way. Do yourself a favor and run away from here, from this community of sheep, from God. They will abandon you, one way or another.
What can you tell me about Yakov Prenger?
Want to know my opinion?
Just what happened to him? You seem to be a man of many sources, so...
He was eaten by the subordinates. His eyes were taken as toys for the children, and his tongue for a souvenir. That is what I heard.
This is a serious matter. The man was a priest of this town.
And I'm the prophet of this town now. Listen to me when I tell you he was useless. Merely a weak-willed opportunist. Even before I opened my eyes and left God behind, I knew that man was a no good. Who knows what really happened to him? But I can assure you, nobody cares.
Take a look at this, Prophet.
Move that eye away from me!
Why? It's just a drawing.
It is not!
What about the Latin text? Can you make it out?
No. Now put it away before I call my children.
Prophet?